the Active Directory Cleanup tool, as the name kind of suggests, this is a report to help you see where you have devices, either orphaned in Active Directory, orphaned in just configman, which my report currently doesn't have any, or properly in both systems. We can view this data. We can filter it by domain, OU, as well as collection. We can export any of our results to a CSV. Any portion of the chart that we click on will populate the devices in that group. And then, as with all of these reports, and with most things that Right-Click Tools does, we are able to take actions on any of the devices that we find here. Right-clicking, we can view device actions across the board. Pretty common from here to see things like delete device from AD, kind of finish that cleanup step. We can also delete devices from configman, do group policy updates. Very common to see, evaluation or collection cycles, inventory cycles, stuff like that run from here as well as a significant number of customers use RCT Builder to create custom actions. BitLocker compliance is another kind of hot button issue, especially right now with the encryption and data breaches that have been in the media. Obviously, it's important to be encrypted everywhere that you intend it to, right? And this tool, the BitLocker compliance tool, really lets you do that, both kind of detecting compliance issues as well as addressing or fixing issues that you find. Here on the left chart, we're able to see where keys are stored. So we can view computers with keys stored in AD and MBAM, just AD, just MBAM, or also computers that currently do not have stored keys. On the right, if you're using MBAM, you can query against whatever policies you've set for MBAM compliance. With this report, you can filter by domain and OU. You can always export to a CSV as well. Again, clicking any portion of the chart is going to populate those devices in the list at the bottom. And from here, we can do several different management actions. First and foremost, we can view BitLocker recovery keys straight from any device, not just here in this report, but across the console, wherever there are devices. We can view recovery keys in AD or in MBAM. To address any compliance issues we discover in this report, we want to use this BitLocker status tool. What this tool is going to do is give us a more detailed look into the status of BitLocker on the devices we've selected. It can be anything from, seeing what drive letters are encrypted, what's their status, what method are we using, a whole bunch of useful information in this chart. From here, we can also fix any issues that we find, right? So we can right-click to suspend, resume, decrypt, encrypt, add a variety of key protector types, or back up the numerical password key protector to Active Directory or to Azure AD. Up next is the hardware audit dashboard. This dashboard really is designed to give you a quick window into what chassis manufacturer and model types you have, as well as letting you access those groups quickly to take a variety of different actions on them. You can filter this report by collection. You can also do nested filtering, so if you don't want to look at the entire environment at once, you can filter out some of that noise by starting with a chassis, picking a manufacturer, and finally ending with a specific model. With these, as with all of the security and compliance dashboards, you can export this to a CSV. You can also run right-click tools on any of the results you find. Pretty common to see customers using custom actions they've created in RCT Builder with this RCT runner function. Also pretty common to see things like remote software center. If there's a piece of software you needed to push out to a specific model, or system information is another common one from here as well. This next dashboard, the RELAPS dashboard, this is a compliance report for LAPS, the local administrator password solution. On the left chart here, we're going to see computers with and without stored passwords in LAPS. And then on the right, we can see the LAPS client install state on those devices. Again, we can filter by domain and OU. We can export to a CSV if we would like. There are several tools available to us with LAPS, depending on how you've deployed that. We can use Remote Software Center to install LAPS if that's how we've deployed things. We can also run custom actions to address compliance issues, Or general LAPS tools include grabbing the LAPS password straight from AD. With this tool, you can also expire the password as well. So you get the password here. If you want to hand that out, expire it in a couple hours. Very easy to get that done. This is something that a lot of customers use for their help desk staff. As with all functions in Enterprise, you can assign tools out with role-based administration and scoping to give access to those who need it and not to those who don't. Last on the list of security and compliance dashboards is the Software Update Deployment Status tool. Around here, we usually just call it SUDS. What this is a highly targeted compliance report for software update deployments. We can filter here by collection. We can filter by software update group. We can limit our results to deployed updates if we want to. This slider allows us to assign a number of days for compliance in the report. So for example, Patch Tuesday doesn't suddenly ruin our data and make it look worse than it is. We can also filter by category of update in this report as well. From there, we get two sides of the same information. On the left, we get compliant versus non-compliant devices. Then at each device, we can drill down to see the updates that are missing, as well as take right-click actions on the device itself. On the right, we get missing updates by category, and then at each update, we can view the devices missing that update, as well as take right-click actions. Probably the most common tool to be run from here is the Remote Software Center tool. It's a fairly new function. What this is going to allow you to do several things as if you had opened Software Center on that device. First and foremost, pairs most easily with this SUDS report is the Software Updates tab. We can view software updates that are deployed, either available or required, same as we would in Software Center. And then we can kick off an install to whichever devices we select. From here, we can also uninstall or install applications. We can install a task sequence or kick one off, whatever we have deployed. We can also view configuration baselines on a device or devices we've selected as well. With this report, as with all of them, we can also export to a CSV, making it easy to surface information to management or to manipulate the data in Excel.